DJ Metal Craig of Craig's Maelstrom here, and I have one of the members of Chemical Tribe with me today. Hey, how's it going? And would you like to introduce yourself and what position you do in the band?
Sure, this is Dominic Musio. I'm the lead singer and guitar player and songwriter.
And before we get into the first question interview, can I get you to list off who from your band is not with you today out of the official lineup?
Lead guitar, Sean Trojan, my bass player, John Robinson, and the drummer, Matt Norcross.
Please go back in the history of Chemical Tribe and how the band all got started.
So it came from a solo project. I did a solo record a few years ago called Candy at a Funeral, and I needed a band to back me up for the live shows. And we had a couple of lineup changes, but once it solidified with this particular lineup, and I decided I was going to start recording again, I never really liked having that whole solo thing vibe. Like I just felt it was unfair to the guys in the band that are dedicating their time and talent to making the songs come alive. So I told them when we went to start recording, I was like, look, I'm taking my name off of it. We're just going to be Chemical Tribe now. It's a full band. I just think it gives them a little bit of recognition that they deserve for, doing what they do.
Who designed the Chemical Tribe band logo?
Bass player John Robinson came up with that. I think there's some Chat GPT help with that design, but I know that he worked on it and he sent it over. It's like, oh, that's great. Okay, we're using it.
Still with me, just double checking.
Yeah, yeah, no worries.
Okay. How did you guys come up with the band name Chemical Tribe?
Absolute desperation. Um, when I booked my first solo show, they asked what I wanted on the marquee, and they were just going to put Dominic Musio and friends, and I hated that. I thought that sounded terrible. So I was like, I need a name for these guys. It's got to be something cool. I couldn't come up with anything. I happened to have been in a band called Chemical Tribe 20 years ago. So I called one of the old members. I said, "You doing anything with that name?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Can I use it?" He's like, "Yeah, go ahead." So I just told the venue, "Yeah, just call it Dominic Museo and Chemical Tribe," and then it just kind of stuck. So we kept it.
That's cool, man. Just so you know, I think the band name's a cool band name, buddy.
Thank you. There's actually a Jerry Cantrell song called Chemical Tribe, which is not where I got it from originally, to be honest with you. The band Chemical Tribe that I was in, we were named that before that record came out. So it's just one of those weird coincidences.
That's cool. Just so you know, man. The next question is a bit of a stumper and might get you laughing a bit.
All right.
Please give some vocal tips or advice for starting out vocalists.
Well, I used to be a vocal teacher, so I can help with this. The very first thing is to remember you want to be down and not up. What does that mean? When people try to hit high notes, the natural response is to go high like this. You're supposed to go down. If you ever watched Rob Halford, for instance, whenever he hits a high note, he never has his neck stretched up. He's always kind of crunched down a little bit because you're basically getting that air to compress and it makes it flow easier to the top of where your range is going to be. So I always tell this, I used to tell my students, if you crouch down like you're going to shit your pants, that means you're probably doing it right.
Sorry to laugh there. It's kind of a funny way of explaining things, but that was a
Yep.
cool answer, buddy. Thank you for that. What are
Sure.
Chemical Tribe's immediate musical career goals?
We just want to make the records and play some shows. There's no big aspirations. Like, we're all on the wrong side of 40 and 50 at this point. So it's just a matter of just putting out music, hoping people listen to it, playing some cool shows, do some festivals. If anything ever happens with it, like say a song gets licensed out to a movie or something like that, that would be amazing because we'd actually make money. But for the most part, it's pretty much just making music and hoping people like it.
Right on. And before we get into the next question, which is a good one, I'd like to give a shout out to Dave from Head First Entertainment for setting up this interview between me and you tonight, and thank him very much for that. And thank you very much for your time so far in the interview.
Absolutely. Dave's the man. I love Dave. Dave's a good dude.
With Chemical Tribe singles titled So Sick, Over Before, and Wear Me Down out, what are the purposes for writing these songs?
Um, I write very weird. They just kind of come to me. So sick. Literally came almost instantly. I had the riff for a little bit. I brought it into the guys to show it to them. We jammed on it, and then I just kind of wrote the words on the spot. So Sick is basically about just being in a relationship with somebody that you know is bad for you, but you just can't walk away from it. So I use the addiction theme in there. If you read the lyrics, it almost sounds like someone's going through withdrawals. Um, Over Before is something I wrote after the death of Mark Lanigan. I wanted to write something that was in that Screaming Trees vibe because I was a big fan. Very bluesy song, wrote it on a resonator acoustic, and it's about basically not enjoying the moment because you're always worrying for worrying about the other shoe to drop, so to speak. So by the time you realize that you're in a good point in your life, it's already over because you've been worrying too much. And then Wear Me Down, pop punk, wanted to write a pop punk song. Just sat down with the guitar one day, and that's what came out. It went through about 5 revisions because I wrote it in a different key, and I realized I wrote it in a key I couldn't sing in, so I had to keep like kind of moving it down the scale. That's a song about what I call emotional vampires, people that just kind of just suck the life out of you because they're just too much drama. Interesting fact about that song is there's a middle bridge where I say, "This is a bridge to nowhere. It feels like we're going nowhere. We're getting there way too fast." That is the most literal lyric I ever wrote because the song was only a minute and a half long, and we were getting ready to record. It's like this is too short, so I had to write a bridge. And those lyrics are literally about the song being too short. This is a bridge to nowhere. I had nowhere to go with it, and we're getting nowhere fast. It means the song was too fast. Those lyrics was supposed to be a placeholder until I wrote something else. But Matt, especially the drummer, was like, "No, leave that. That sounds great." So we managed to stretch it to about 2 minutes and 20 seconds because of doing that.
Right on. Just so you know, the song Over Before, when I was listening to it before the interview, kind of hit me hard because I worry about things. I have PTSD myself.
Oh, God bless you, my friend. But I get it. Yeah, we all, do that. It's like you don't real. There's an old saying with gamblers is you don't realize you're on a winning streak until it's over, and it's the same thing with that, man. You don't realize you're in good times. You're just waiting for them to get worse for no reason. And so, yeah, I'm sorry it hit you that way, but I'm glad that it made you feel something.
It's a great song, man. I love it. That's
I
why I said
appreciate it.
really hard because it made me think about some of the things I've been going through and how I could handle them differently because of motivation from music.
Exactly. There you go, man. That's good. I'm so glad you took that. Means a lot to me that you took that from that.
Does the band have any band gear endorsements?
Not currently, but we also haven't looked for any. Um, just trying to kind of do everything just DIY right now. I've had endorsements before, and I found that a lot of times they don't really do much for you unless you're like, out on the road and touring for 300 days of the year. Yeah, I'd love 15% off my guitar strings, but it's not going to break me if I don't get it.
This next one might get you laughing a little bit, and it's another tricky one that I like to ask the bands. Please give
Mm.
some guitar tips or advice for starting out guitarists.
Concentrate more on learning how to write a song than being Mr. Shred God because you can be Mr. Shred God, and it's not easy. I can't do it. Um, but I have gotten more work, and I've been doing this now 35 years. I've gotten more work as a rhythm guitar player than most of my lead guitar player friends. And I can play leads, I play them in the band, but my rhythm guitar playing is really good. And that's from the basis of writing songs. I know how to shape a melody. And it's actually something that if you concentrate on that, everything else gets easier, including being, a flashy lead player. Uh, Too many guys, they come in like they maybe want to play Eruption. Yeah, playing Eruption is cool. I can play it. It took me forever to learn it, but I can do it. But I like the fact that I can string 3 chords together and make a song out of it. I think that's way more important.
Right on. This next one is going to be a real stumper, but a good one. What is your opinion on using artificial intelligence for art and album art and all that?
Okay. I don't have much of a problem with it with album art. We've used it. It definitely saves time and saves money. I do have a problem with AI music and AI, artistry as they call it. I think it's a good teaching tool. Like if you want to learn how to write a song and you have no one in your immediate circle that can help you with that, then AI is fine because it really does kind of break down this is why it does it and why this works together. But I am not a fan of people plugging in, okay, Chat GPT, create me a song in the key of G, and it's about a guy on a boat, and then it just writes the song for them and they put their name on it. To me, that's just stealing as far as I'm concerned.
I see what you're saying there, man. And pardon me if I sneeze and cough a little bit. I'm with a bug right now because of walking everywhere in the cold weather.
No, it's okay, man. No, you're fine, brother. You're fine.
Hold on, I gotta get a bit of my drink. My throat's getting a little dry.
Go for it. I'm gonna hit my vape and drink my coffee too.
Right on. The next one is a good one. Who are the band's musical influences?
Oh God. So yeah, I mean, it's where everybody in this band is literally all over the place. Like me personally, I love Alice in Chains. I love Aerosmith. I love the Kinks. Like those are my favorites. Um, John, the bass player, his father is John Robinson, like the most recorded drummer in the history of the world. Like he was in, he was on We Are the World. He worked with Michael Jackson. He worked with, fucking Hall and Oates. So John is deep into everything his father has done, and plus he loves hardcore rap. So go figure. Uh, my guitar player Sean, bit of a metalhead, but also loves hip hop. So he blends that a lot. Drummers just he loves indie rock. He likes like the Replacements, and he likes all those like little indie bands in the 80s and 90s. So like everybody's literally like from all over the place, and it just kind of works together because everybody sees a song in a different light, so they can add their own thing to it. You know?
Right on. And there's one band you might have missed from the 80s. That would be a good one that your drummer might be into to it because you mentioned he was a rock artist.
Uh,
ZZ Top.
oh, ZZ Top, sure, of course, everybody loves ZZ Top. Yeah, absolutely,
My
absolutely.
favorite song by them was
Uh,
from their first album, the self-titled one, ZZ Top. I just don't
which
remember the song name off the top of my head because there was 15 tracks on that album.
yeah, I always like Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers. That's one of my favorites from them. I think that was one of the earlier ones too.
This next one might get you on a bit of a rant. Please give some advice for people who want to form their own bands.
Um, do it for the right reasons. So if you want to form a band because you want to be rich and famous, no one's going to work with you. It's first of all, there is no rich and famous in the music business anymore, at least not for rock, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. But if you want to form a band, you have to form because you want to make something and make it presentable to other people. If you walk into a situation, well, I want a band because we're going to write songs, we're going to be rock stars. Well, then everybody wants that, but to do it together is next to impossible. So just find people that you enjoy being around first. I love the guys in my band. I've been friends with all of them, some of them 15 years at this point. The reason why I asked them to join this band is because I liked them as people. I thought they were great musicians, but I knew I could hang out with them. I have played with some amazing musicians who I couldn't fucking stand them, and I've also hung out with some people that were so great. I'm like, I wish they were just a little bit better because I would have them join my band. But the most important is it's the personality thing is number one. Find people that you click with first. Everything else will get easier when you do that.
This next one is a really good one, and I don't always ask the bands all this one. With Chemical Tribe's Rain Process, is it a joint effort or all the songs written separately?
As of right now, it's not a joint. I write everything. Um, that's not necessarily by design. It's just it started as a solo project, so the guys came into it knowing that most of what is being put out is going to be my stuff. There are a couple of songs that we have worked on together, and they're in this set, and maybe they'll be recorded someday. Right now, they're fairly new, um, but I don't collaborate very well. I kind of come in with a whole song. Like it's very rare that I come in and go, I got this chord change. I don't know what to do with it. Usually I show up to rehearsing, okay, here's the song. And they just learn it. But in the future, there will be some more collaboration. Yes.
Right on. What social what social media outlet can the band be reached on?
The best place right now is Instagram. It's Chemtribe LV. There's a Facebook page that you can reach us on as well. We have, of course, we're on all the Spotify's and Amazons and all that. But if you really want to reach the band, go to Instagram and find Chemtribe LV. That's probably the best way. I wish I could say the Facebook page had more traction, but a lot of people don't use Facebook anymore. They mostly went to Instagram, so that's kind of where we're focused right now. You can always find me personally, Dominic Musio. I'm on Facebook and Instagram as well, and I'm the one that answers anything anyway. So if you send it, I'll find it.
And that leaves us with the last question of the interview, and I'll need a couple of station IDs from you.
Sure, of course.
What new band news do you have for the Chemical Tribe fans? As in anything we might have missed in this interview?
Uh, Anything you might have, if you're not familiar, if you want to get a better idea of where we come from, me and Sean, the other guitar player, were from the band Wicked Garden. We put a few records out in the last few years. So you can find those and you kind of get a basic idea of where we're coming from. Matt, the drummer, was originally he was the first drummer in the Killers, but he was also in a band called Vandalay Industries for a while, and then he's in a band called Leave in Springfield, and they got a bunch of records out, and they're fantastic. John Robinson has been around for years, just doing all kinds of stuff. He's under the name Doc Wicked. You can find his stuff on YouTube. So you get a basic idea of where everybody's coming from by searching for all that stuff, I'd say.
Well, that leaves us for the station IDs now. And I'm going to just say the name of the band, but you can use your name to replace in front of the name of the band, and then the name of the radio station afterwards. So it'll go, hey, this is Chemical Tribe, and you're listening to Mango Music Radio, but with your name in there as well.
All right, what is it again?
Mango
What's the
Music Radio is the station.
Mangled Music?
Radio.
Mangled Music Radio. Okay, gotcha.
Whenever you're ready, buddy.
Hey, this is Dominic Musio from Chemical Tribe. You listen to Mangled Music Radio.
And the second one's from my personal show, Craig's Metal Storm.
Craig's Metal Storm. Okay, ready?
Whenever you are.
Hey, this is Dominic Musio from Chemical Tribe, and you listen to Craig's Metal Storm.
Cool. Thank you to Dave Tedder for the interview, and thank you very much for your time tonight, buddy. Hope you have
Thank
a
you, my
wonderful rest
friend.
of your night with your other interviews.
All right, you too, sir. Thank you so
Have a
much.
good one.
Bye now.